Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I hope you made good understanding from the first part of the dashboard. If you have any kind of the questions, you can comment below and ask to further your skills. Uh, in our last lecture, we learned that what is finance dashboard and how to set basic design and lead company KPIs and performance. Now let's learn further areas including sales trends, relative profitability, and revenue and cost for each of the products. Now add text boxes to relative areas and apply the formula to put the values by going to the formula box and type equal sign and select particular values. There is a point to note here that you can't select the value from the table created through pressing the Ctrl and T by selecting the table cells. So you need to pick up the values on other cells by applying the equal sign formulas. And the same process will be applied on the other tabs as well. Process of putting the value for the top 5 sold products is same as we applied in company KPIs through the text boxes and using the formula. But for this we need to insert the pivot table first and select the data of the product name and net profit amount. An additional step will be followed where we need to copy the same table and paste it as value just below the pivot table. Now you need to sort the table from the values high to low. So as the high values come up, it has to be ready for picking up the top 5 values. As a design only shows 3 values at a particular time, so we need to use the scroll bar from the developer tab. Now we need to set some credentials for the scroll bar, like minimum values as 1 and maximum values as 3. Now apply a cell reference so as a switch value can be used to present the values as per our requirements. Now you need to use the offset function and use the switch numbers of scroll bars as reference to the rows so as to select the values relative to the reference value of the scroll bar. Offset function will work this for you to use the values of the switch buttons of the scroll bar. Now scroll bar movement actually shows the value from top to down in numbers, where number 1 represents that scroll bar is actually at the top, and the number 2 will represent that the bar is actually in the middle, and 3 will show it is at the lower side. Now let's see how it works. We shall start how to create the sales trend line, and that line will be created by using the pivot table. We will use the same pivot table and copy that table to the next location, and with the help of that we will only select the date and the net profit. That would be actually the we will remove the product filter, so it will actually show what is the total sales on each of the month and how actually that is varying alongside the month during the year. So we will create this table where we will represent the months and the net profit, and we will use the line chart by selecting the chart from the chart area, and just it's the simple line chart, and we will format it and remove all other areas including the buttons and the amounts along with the lines, and we will format the background of the chart with the dark green color, and we will format the line as light green as per our format design. So we will learn how to do this, but you must note down that for line formatting you do not need to fill up the color, but actually you need to go to the option of the outline. So you will actually go to the shape outline to fill the line color. You can see that through using the fill option you will not be able to fill the color of the line. So for the line chart you actually need to fill the outline area, so you will be able to change the color of the line. Further, we shall create the net sales and total sales, and that will be placed on the circles we have already created in our first video for the design mode. Uh, the circles are created in the dark and light green colors. So we are going to compare the net sales and total cost for each of the products, and for this we will use the pivot table to copy and paste it on the different area, and we will select the products and the relevant net profit and other cost, and we will use the thousands value and divided by 1000. So the value actually it should be placed in summarized form for the relevant areas, and we also use the text boxes to insert the values so as to make it more dynamic, and for this purpose the text boxes will be formatted and the fill area will be replaced by the no fill option, and outline will be selected as no outline, and the formula will be actually used by going to the formula bar and use the equal sign and insert the value of the relevant sections. You can't use the pivot table directly to use this process, so we need to do a bit of trick in how we'll use that. We will use the non pivot table area to sum up the values and divide it by thousands. Let's start another chart, which is the bar chart, to represent the relative profitability of the products. We shall use the pivot table we previously used for each of the products initially, where we use the offset function. Now we will use that chart for creating the bar chart, and the bar chart will be presented in a more beautiful manner so as it look attractive and also give the full data. The purpose of the chart is not to show it in a traditional way, but to show it in modern design. So how will we use that? We will actually use the table and use the cluster chart, and for that purpose we will go to the pivot table and go to the charts option and create the pivot table chart. From that chart we will remove every kind of the things, including title, buttons, series of every kind of things, and legends, so it would look just clean, and including we will remove the lines. Now we will use the callout option to represent the data relevant to the bars, so as what that is actually going to represent. And how to create the title, because the space is actually limited, so we will create the title inside, and we will do the text form in horizontal way, and we will rotate the text at the 90 degrees so it look more relevant, and the title of the chart should be shown as well. And we will later on color, and the coloring of the charts and the callouts will be done through the gradient fill options, and the chart will be used as the gradient fill option, whereas we will use the gradient option for the red and blue colors, and the option type for the gradient we will use the type as radial, and the direction will be at the 90 degree. Similarly, we will also use the radial option for the gradient color fill for the bars. Relevant to the design, we will use the light green color and a bit of the medium green color, you can say that. Now you can see that the chart background color will be selected as per the design color format, and it will be a dark green color, you can say that, as per our set design. uh, Now further we are going to create the chart, that is the horizontal bar chart, to represent the status in the form of how much is the credit sale and how much is the cash sales, just to create a relative comparison for both of the things. And in the next video we will discuss later parts of the dashboards, and let's complete this for now. And in addition to that, I'll share the Excel template for free in the after the next lecture, and hope so you will enjoy the lecture. And don't forget to subscribe the channel or hit below through the comment. You can ask any kind of the thing you want, or you want to discuss, you want to ask. If you have any kind of the confusion, I'll be very happy to discuss about that. And don't forget to subscribe the channel again, because it would help you to give you new content, more modernized way, and that is just free of cost as well. Thank you so much.